What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Heavy Hitters. I am your host, Michael Grady. Today is a special day for heavy hitters, especially for the residents in D.C. Yes, D.C. is November the 8th. Need to get out and vote. It's very important that your vote count. But today's show is a very special show, not only just the fact that people need to get out and vote, but we have a very special guest coming all the way from D.C., D.C.'s own Mr. Rodney Red Grant. Yes. He is here. He's going to support you guys. He's actually very important for the city. Matter of fact, everybody knows about Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant has done great things within the community. He's a strong advocate for what he believes in. And matter of fact, let me just show you a video of Mr. Grant and let you guys be the judge of yourself on what type of character Mr. Grant really has. Check this video out. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. Just off that video myself, I got hyped up even thinking about the fact that this man is actually about to take an important role in D.C. Yes, he's running for mayor of D.C. He's running for everyone in Northeast, Southeast, Northwest, Southwest. This is the person that you will want to lead a city that's in dire need for leadership. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on D.C.'s own regular native and funny guy, Mr. Rodney Grant. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, Mr. Grant? It's an honor.
Mike? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me on the show, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It's an honor to have you on, Mr. Grant. I appreciate you coming on. I know you got a lot on your plate right now. I know you got a busy schedule ahead of you today. But the reason why I wanted you to come on, because like I said, DC is yearning for support. DC is yearning for guidance, and we feel like you have the potential to lead this, glorious city into the promised land. So if you want to say anything right now, let me just start by giving you an introduction. You give us an introduction of who you are and what you stand for and how important it is for you to lead DC.
Well, I'm Rodney Red Grant, native Washingtonian, born in DC General Hospital, moved uptown to Northwest where I lived with my moms and father before they divorced, and then went to Sousa Junior High School, moved back to Southeast Washington, D.C.
That's what's up.
Where I was raised heavily, played sports and was in the arts, and was able to go uptown to Dunbar High School.
Dunbar,
graduate and get my my diploma. The beautiful Dunbar High School, where
right. Big shout out to Dunbar. Yes, no doubt.
Shout out to Dunbar. All the folks in the city went to Dunbar. Shout out to all of DCPS schools, because it's very important that we understand that our DCPS schools are incredible. I don't think they get the credits that they deserve. It's a lot of super teachers in these schools, and they don't sometimes get the backing that they should. My daughter is at Johnson Middle School in Ward 8. I live in Ward 5. I'm a parent of Ward 8.
Okay.
And I was raised in Ward 7. So I just feel like when you talk DC, you talk Red Grant. If you're not talking about Red Grant when you talk about DC history, then I feel like you're not really giving me the credit that I deserve, because I rep this city to the fullest wherever I go, no matter if I'm in DC, no matter if I'm in anywhere in America or wherever I am at when it comes to in the country or in the world. I rep this city. When I go on stage, when I do television and movies, and I rep the city. So I think more people should, give credit to a lot of the people that come from this city who are born and bred and it was made by this city. And we got to start supporting one another from this city and for this city. So when you hear me say from DC for DC, I mean that. And I respect everybody who comes out of the city, because this is not an easy city to come out of and make.
That's true. That's true.
So, the city eats you up. But, I love this city to death. I'm putting this city on my back. when I saw some of the things that was happening in our city, you know, as a humanitarian, I saw the opportunity where I had to come back and serve my city.
No doubt.
And some people um, understand it, and some people don't. It's not a joke. There's no games. There's no play. If you follow my career, my history, you know that I'm a businessman. You
No
know,
doubt.
production is 90% of my life, and comedy is 10%.
Mm,
But that 90% is where I strive, and I build relationships with Viacom Network and BET, MTV,
that's what's up.
Comedy Central. Produce over 25 shows for the networks and employed thousands of people and work with millions of dollars in budgets.
Shout out to him.
So,
Shout out to him.
the executive office of the mayor is what that says. It's an executive office. We need an executive that's running this city, someone who understands how to run corporations, because the city is a big corporation. And I feel like, you know, if you don't have that, the funds won't get allocated properly to the
Right.
places where they need to go.
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you first of all, do you prefer to be called Rodney, Red, Mr. Grant? How you want to? How you want it?
Hey, whatever you know me by,
Well,
tell me to call
hey,
me.
you about to be mayor, so I'm about to call you Mr. Grant.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I respect that.
Yeah, Mr. Grant. I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. I know you talked about a lot of things, but like some of the viewers and stuff, some of the viewers want to know Red Grant. So, and I know you well known within the DC community, but like we want to try to attack some of these younger voters, so because they get them to understand who Red Grant is and what he is actually about. So, I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to run, for the mayor of DC, and what qualifies you to be the mayor of DC?
What inspired me to run for the mayor of Washington D.C. Like I said, it was a lot that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a position that I was able to come back and serve my community.
Okay.
My program, Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras, is one of the biggest programs coming out of Washington D.C.
Right.
The arts program, the humanity program. It's a national program now, but it started right here in D.C. Ward 8, and it spread out across the city.
Mm-hmm.
So when people ask me, what inspired me to run for mayor, I just think that I always tell them the same thing, that I was in a position that I saw things happening,
Right.
and it was more that, and I saw things that wasn't happening.
Right.
And if you're a real Washingtonian right now, you see our city is off. You
Way
know,
off.
we got to get it back on.
Right.
So, I felt like it was time for me to come back to my city and serve in the government. And I'm not a politician. Everybody knows that. I'm
Right.
a humanitarian.
Exactly.
And I care about the kids. I care about our youth. It's
Mm-hmm.
not getting the proper programs put in our neighborhoods and in our schools.
Mm-hmm.
Our seniors are being forgotten about. We got veterans out on the streets that's homeless, that's
Right.
not getting served, and they served our country. We
It's
got
unfortunate.
unaffordable housing that they say is supposed to be affordable.
Right.
you know. And I think the people of DC need somebody who's going to really fight for them,
Mm-hmm.
not turn their back on them, and not just come and do photo ops, and somebody who really is going to come and fight for them.
Right.
When it comes to our citizens, we need people who are going to fight for us. I felt like we had that type of mayor when I was young. He fought for us. He fought for the whole city.
I already know what you're going to say. I
Black
already know what you're
person.
talking about.
He fought for all of us.
Right.
He made sure the young people had jobs.
Exactly.
He made sure that the seniors had services, so they can be taken care of, and they can feel happy too.
Most definitely.
And I'm just tired of when people become a part of the program, they forget about the people. When you look at the DC organizational chart of the government, you see at the top it says residents, but so often the residents get forgotten about in
Right.
this city, and they won't be forgotten about with me in office, because they are the voice of this city,
Right. Most
and I
definitely.
have to be a voice for them. And
I like that.
I feel like we cannot turn our backs on our citizens. And I think I'm a person that can help everybody come together, on both
Mhm.
sides, on all
Right.
sides. This city is multicultural. This city has a lot of progressive things happening. And I think we all need to move into a progressive situation so people can live better. We got to bring new, innovative ideas here so our youth can have programs that sustain their lifestyle for the rest of their life. And
Most
they can
definitely.
teach that to the next person. We got to get rid of the gun violence that's here in our city,
That's what I was going to
and
touch
that
you on.
starts with the programs that need to be implemented.
Hmm.
Having non-programs is one of the biggest things is, you know, our kids face because after schools, they don't have anything to do,
Right.
so that makes their mind wander into different things that they shouldn't even be involved with. So
Exactly.
right now, when people ask me why am I running, it's because I have to run. This is a
Facts.
time that I have to run. I can't play games, and I cannot not listen to the higher powers that tell me to come back to be a part of my city and make sure that it's run properly.
Wow, I like that. That's deep right there. That's deep right there, Mr. Grant. Because like I've been following you and stuff, and I've been following some of your programs and stuff, and especially some of the humanitarian efforts that you have going on. But you're doing a lot for the community. That's why I commend you a lot. And
Thank you.
I think I seen one situation where, and I know you a parent just as well as I'm a parent. It was a situation where this little girl, I think you remember the story. She was killed. She was killed in front of a liquor store.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw how that really touched you to the point to where you know you was really advocating to stop the violence. And
Right.
I felt like that was major for someone, and not to throw shade, not to throw any shade on your counterpart, Muriel Bowser, but at the same time, when you saw that, that really hit you home because you were a parent too, just like all the viewers that's watching it. That should have really affected them because that hit the home. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
I just want to get your. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. I have daughters, brother. I got daughters. I got three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and I've lost family to gun violence,
Hmm.
and our city is a lot of mothers and fathers are hurting because of gun violence, and I
Right.
get emotional when I talk about this because I just feel like I think we're better than that.
Right. Most definitely.
We got to have more mental health programs. We got to have more um, outreach programs
Mm-hmm.
and more healing programs to stop these um, beefs within our community.
Right.
Some of them have been going on for decades.
Oh yeah.
Some people don't even know why they're beefing right now. They don't know where it came from and none of that. But
Mm-hmm.
it just keeps perpetuating over and over and over. And if young kids can't even go to the store with their parents,
Right.
you know, and somebody was saying, well, it was late at night. It don't matter if it's late at night. It don't matter if it's early in the morning.
Right.
You know, when you shooting out your window and not caring about nobody safety, nobody's life, you know, we got to do something about that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's going to take our community to help, come together. That march that we did for the young lady uh, and her mother, it was for the mothers. It wasn't. It was because so many mothers were hurting,
Right.
and so many mothers are hurting right now in the Washington D.C. area,
Right.
and we can't forget about these mothers. These mothers been on the front line for a long time.
Oh wow.
So, and I send prayers out to them right now that you know, they can soften their wounds, but
Mm-hmm.
it never will heal. The wounds will never heal. So we got to do better. I mean, it starts with our youth. It starts as young as we can get them
Mm-hmm.
right now. And if they don't have no programs, it's a direct effect of some of this violence
Okay.
that's going on. And I'm not making excuses for the violence going on,
Right.
but I'm just telling you that I feel like if we put more programs in our schools and more programs in our community, then we can curb a lot of this gun violence.
Wow. Yeah, and it's funny you say that because that was the second part to the question that I wanted to ask you. Where it's obviously the crime is a major thing that you really want to try to tackle, within the city. But are there some other things too that you really want to crack down on if you're elected? Like crime is up off the top number one. But if there's any other thing else that you feel like, because I heard you talk about affordable housing for the people in DC, like how would you if you were elected, how would you correct that? Because if people don't know, if you're watching right now, DC is really being gentrified, and it's especially on 8th Street. If you've been on 8th Street looks totally different from what you looked like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you do if there was any other thing that you feel like is important? What are some things that you would like soon as you get in day one? What would you tackle on? We already know crime is one. What's the other? If you can give me two more, what would those be?
Well, I gave you the youth programs.
Mm-hmm.
That's immediately.
Okay.
Definitely our seniors. We gotta tackle that immediately. Affordable housing is at the top too.
Okay.
Because people have been pushed out of the city because they can't afford to live here.
Right. Exactly.
And it's cool to build high rises and make our city look better.
Right.
But let's make it affordable too to live in it. We got to bring back the diverse middle class. The middle class is what made DC what it is, right?
Exactly.
So you have to bring that diverse middle class back. You got to raise the minimum wage in this city so people can afford to live. I don't know if you've seen the chart, but it takes $34 an hour to live in the city. If you ain't making $34 an hour, and we're the fourth highest in the nation, behind cities like Los Angeles and New York. That's, I know things are going to move in certain areas, but let's move everything with it.
Exactly.
Let's don't raise the rent and don't raise the, price of living, but don't raise the minimum wage.
Right.
Don't, and I'm sorry if I cut out.
No, you good. You good. You good, Mr. Grant. You good. Okay, we have some technical difficulties right now. Let's see if I can get Mr. Grant to come back on. Hold up. Yeah, he'll be back, man. I just had some technical difficulties with him right quick. Hopefully he'll come back on. But for the people, until he come back on, I really want to talk to the people of DC. Like, this is somebody who's really, really fighting for the city. So everything that we were talking about from the beginning to before he got cut off, like, this is very important for people to understand. Like, this man is really fighting to lower the crime rate. This man is fighting to have equal opportunity for people to live in this city that that been glorified. I got him back right now, y'all. Here you go, right quick. I got Mr. Grant right here. I got you.
My wife called, and my wife called. I know it's not going to be many people who call me, but my wife called and cut the whole interview out. So
it's all good. It's all good.
I apologize to all the listeners, but when your wife called, I guess she got the power.
You better answer that phone, though. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, you better answer that phone.
She shut the whole interview down. I couldn't even get back in.
It's cool, though. It's cool.
I apologize to you, though.
Nah, you good. Nah, but what were you saying, though?
No, I was talking about things that, I will help, tackle, as soon as I get in. And this is, soon as, we got to hit the ground running because this is no play.
Right.
And we got to tackle the homeless problem immediately.
Definitely.
And what I was saying earlier to you about, like, it's a lot of veterans out on these streets, a lot of young people out there, and thanks for your service. A lot of, young people out in the street, veterans shouldn't be out in the street. We got to have programs that, we have to give them money to be able to live. They should be first and foremost. And our youth shouldn't be out on these streets. It's really dangerous out there. And
most definitely.
They got to have people who love And it's about love. That's why people ask me all the time, well, what's your platform?
Right.
That's a political question.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I tell them straight up, my platform starts with love, care, and respect.
Mm.
You know, we gotta love
Indeed.
again, we gotta care again, and we gotta respect one another.
That's
And
deep.
then we can tackle everything else. But we have to have that type of spirit back, and we need family training, job training. We got to bring back immediately trades into the school.
Mm.
Like we have to have trades
Oh yeah.
because when I was in school, we had trades, and everybody don't want to go to college,
Mm.
but they do want to make the proper money. Uh,
That's correct.
so these are a lot of the issues that we have to tackle immediately, uh, and we got to get back into our communities and really, really start loving each other again. Like, and we got a city that's really divided right now.
Right.
I don't know if you
Exactly.
walk around and you see what's happening or you speak to people,
Oh yeah.
but that divide has to change because a lot of times it's a misunderstanding.
Hmm.
Um, we're separated from our with our differences instead of our similarity.
Wow.
We all got differences, and we
Almost
can
definitely.
concentrate on them differences and stay apart. But for the most part, we got more similarities than we have differences.
Mm.
So um, this is a great opportunity for us to put our differences aside and focus on our similarities
Okay.
and become a city that everybody can look at and say, "Dang, that's a city that I want to live in."
Wow. That's what's, so it sounds like, basically from what you're saying, it sounds like you want to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like out of the whole 6 years of this administration that's running DC right now, I don't feel, and it's just my honest opinion, I just feel like the gap is not being closed. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's supposed to be accepted, but this is not who this is not who the people of DC, that's not what they represent. So if people want to change, and I know when you was talking about as far as the diversity and stuff like that, and as far as the division, like most of the stuff has been learned because of certain people being in positions that really don't take consideration for the people. So if like I said, when you come in with the enthusiasm that you have, like I said, you're well known within the community. That's what people see. I even see you on the news. Like I see you reaching out, you shaking people's hands, you telling people like, yo, this is what's going to go down if you elect me. And I really believe that. And this is not just coming because the fact that I feel like you're a great person for the job. I really feel like, yo, you bring a lot to the table for DC. So and if someone wants to really see the goal driven that you have and the passion that you have, what I'm saying, it should be well commended for somebody to even take over a role like that, because like you said earlier, it's a lot. I commend you for even stepping up to the plate. You basically took the whole comedian standpoint and you put that to the side because you wanted to come back and you want to take care of your city. That's big ups on you though, Mr. Grant. I really appreciate that. And I'm not even a Washingtonian. I'm from North Carolina.
Mm.
But the fact that you really show love for your city, that's well appreciated. But I know you was talking about your nonprofit organization, your Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras. Elaborate on that and tell me where that mantra. And also too, I wanted to ask you about your purpose over popularity. Let's start with that one right there. That was a mantra of yours. Elaborate on that and tell me what brought you giving that mantra out so that people can know what it's really about.
Well, purpose over popularity. I've been popular a long time. I've been on TV since I was 19 years old.
Yes.
Started with Russell Simmons, Def Comedy Jam, and
Mm-hmm.
moved on to Apollo and Teen Summits, and went on to have a great career in film and television, and started my production company. So I've been popular for a while.
Right.
Um, but popularity can only go so far, right?
Right.
And when you find your purpose in life, you understand that it's cool to have popularity, but purpose is way over top of popularity.
Facts.
And sometimes people get caught up when they get popular and get fame, they
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to handle it. And I'm just trying to teach our um, kids and young adults and adults that I know we all can be popular. We can have fame in our
Right.
cities and everything, in our jobs, but let's never forget about our purpose here on earth. And
Exactly.
and once you concentrate on your purpose in life, you'll understand that it's about helping people. It's about giving of yourself. When you wake up in the morning, it's not really about your yourself. All it's about what are you gonna do with yourself to help other people.
Deep.
Um,
That's
so
deep.
my mantra, purpose over popularity, is something that I really live by. Like, I just think we all should be living purposeful lives, and just stay focused on the things that we're here to do.
Mhm.
Even with this interview, this is a purpose
Right.
for us. You and me are talking to help someone else out right now.
Exactly.
That's our purpose for today, and every day is a different purpose.
Right.
You know, you know,
Exactly.
your purpose might be to take um, toiletries to some homeless. That's your purpose for the day. Whatever your purpose is, wake up with that purpose on your heart. Tap into the higher power and continue to live righteously.
Right.
We all gonna make mistakes, and we're just gonna have to, focus in on the things that help other people. And once we do that, we're living in our true purpose.
Hmm. Wow.
I'm reading an
Yeah.
interesting book. Well, I just read it. I mean, I listened to it 3 times so far, probably.
Okay.
But the Four Agreements is a book that I always tell people to tap into,
Hmm.
and it teaches you about being more impeccable with your words, and it teaches you how to um, not take things personal,
Hmm.
and not assume things, and always give your best. Right?
Right.
You live by those 4 things. You know, you can tackle a lot of things. Being more being impeccable with your words, meaning
Hmm.
you know, do what you say you're gonna do. Don't take things personal.
Right.
When people gonna come at you every day about something. You know, but you can't take it personal, no matter if it's a personal attack to. It's not really on you; it's on them. Don't assume. Don't assume people know what you want to do in life. You know, and don't assume that they're thinking a certain ways. Ask the questions that need to be asked and get to the root of the situation. And do your best every day. And whatever your best is that day, just do your best.
Wow.
And once you start doing that, you start living in your purpose.
Damn. Hey man, you ain't telling me this stuff right now, man. I'm getting motivated, man. I'm like,
Hey, that's
like,
a good thing.
yeah, it's definitely a good thing. Like I said, man, people in the audience right now, you gotta listen to Mr. Grant right now, spitting straight bars out here for everybody, not just for DC, but this is for everybody that's tuning in. So you guys, like, if you guys are focusing in on the show, pay attention to the message, because the message is clear. This man loves the city. This man loves his people. You know what I'm saying? And he wants to really give back. It's nothing fake about this man whatsoever. This man is really putting his heart and soul into the city. So
Thank
we
you.
need to get out there and go vote and make sure this man take his rightful seat in the mayor's office. Because, like
Well,
I was saying, go ahead, Mr. Grant.
no, I'm saying November 8th, 2022 will be a historic day for Washington D.C. I'm running as an independent, and I feel like a lot more people should become nonpartisan. I've been a registered Democrat my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like sometimes we get involved with party politics, and you know people ask me why am I running independent, because I want to see us be able to be more independent of ourselves and not follow just the norm.
Okay.
Get involved with how we can bridge the gap for both sides. And,
Wow.
and once we do that, I think we'll be a better city, a better country, and better states out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, I think you got a shout out too. I got somebody that you may recognize if you recognize the name. Do you see it on the screen right there?
I keep saying vote. I see Peggy. I see. That's the only person I see right now. I see Peggy.
Yeah, I know Peggy, and she knows you. I think she went to she was talking about Dunbar alum too. So we said,
Oh, Miss Applewhite. I
yeah,
do know Peggy
yeah.
Applewhite. What's up, Peggy? How you doing, sis? Yeah, she's an alum.
Yeah, that's what she
Yeah,
said. Dumb boy. She was
our
like,
alum, we strong. We don't play
oh
no
yeah,
games.
Dumb boy deep in
Oh, we
DC though.
super deep. We super deep. Don't play with us.
Right.
We'll start singing on you. Who's the best team by far? Dunbar, a Dunbar, a Dunbar. We start singing on you. We don't play them games now.
Yeah, man. Because she said that, I was like, oh man, yeah. I definitely gotta put that in there. I knew she was gonna watch the show because she said she know you and stuff. So I just wanted to put her out there because I know she wanted to do a shout out to you.
I tell her, Peg, I love you so much. Thanks for being supportive of my career. Thanks for being supportive of me as a person. And I just think we got to continue to support one another, and that's what makes us the great city that we are.
Oh, man, most definitely, most definitely.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah, she up there. We like I said, they up in here, man. So everybody's watching the show. They want to support you, and I'm trying to give them the avenue. I'm trying to give them the way so they can see that this is the direction that DC really needs to go. You know what I'm saying? This is literally like a movement, but we're moving in the right direction if people get out and they put the right person in DC.
yes, sir, man. It's very important for us to register to vote, and I tell people all the time, get involved with my campaign, register to vote. You can go on grantformairdc.com and you can become a volunteer. People are like, can I really be a volunteer? I'm like, yeah, we got a lot of volunteers right now, and I think the more volunteers we have, the more they understand that how powerful we are.
Right.
You can go also and donate. Anything counts. Every little bit counts. We raising over $5 million for this race, and every little bit counts. So
Right.
We're in a great position. I really love where we're at right now. We don't have to bash anybody to
Right.
be where we're at. We're not going to play the politic game that they're going to play. We're going to
Exactly.
stay focused on the issues, and we're going to give people the love that they deserve in the city. And it's a lot
Right.
of people in the city that deserve love, and we're not gonna play party politics with them.
I like
Definitely
that.
not party line politics with them. We're gonna stay focused and enjoy this race and have fun.
Most definitely. Well, because if people want to really, if the people want to be nitpicking about the politics, see, I live in Virginia, so you know what I'm saying, with the whole governor race of Virginia is a perfect example.
Oh, y'all made a big difference this time, huh?
They did. They did. It made a big difference, but in the wrong way.
Oh,
But like I said, they had this. I think Mr.
but
Terry
y'all got the
McCollum.
first. Look at y'all got Sears in there. She's first black lieutenant governor.
Right.
So I mean, y'all made some heavy decisions.
Yeah.
Virginia's been a red state for a while, so and it's a perfect example when you have to get out and vote.
Exactly.
You can't stay home and be like, man, it don't matter. Yes, it do matter. It matters a lot.
Exactly.
Change will come.
Mm-hmm.
The change will come if you get out and be involved with it. Don't just wait till it's time to vote. Get involved. Like I said, go to grantformairdc.com, become a volunteer, get out there with us. We moving. We're not playing, and they
Right.
see us moving. And the more people are involved, the more they will listen, and they will have to hear about what we're talking about. And some of the big media outlets are not giving us no shine, but we don't really care about that either. I like
Not
coming
even.
to the real media outlets like yourself, Mike.
Exactly.
You guys are the real media outlet. You the ones that we need to reach back to and help grow your situation also.
Appreciate that.
And
Respect.
I think that's very important that we reach back to some of the media outlets like yourself that are way more powerful than those media outlets,
Appreciate
because you
that.
guys are asking the real questions of what's going on. They're
Okay.
trying to botulate our whole situation.
Wow. I definitely like that. I definitely like that. And then, like, even with the situation, I was going to ask you too about the nonprofit and outreach program, the Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras. Are you planning on expanding this not only just in DC, but do you plan on going like major cities like the Chicago's, the LA's? Are you planning on doing that like nationwide, or you just want to focus on the home front? Which I know you do want to focus on the home front first. But if it turns out to be a huge success, do you want to branch that out to every other metropolitan city?
Well, it's already been a huge success. Our first core, we blessed 15 teams, and they went on to do some great things and still are involved with the program. Second core, last summer, we did DC and LA.
Okay.
So we did 2 movies last
Okay.
summer. And for those that people don't understand what Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Cameras is, it's a program that I started to help the youth learn more about filmmaking. I myself am a filmmaker. I think filmmaking has allowed me to be super creative and get the thoughts out of my head
Mm.
that I've always wanted to get out, because some of these kids are walking around with thoughts in their head and create a lot of creativity, but people don't give them the opportunity to be creative.
Wow.
When I was in high school and I just got out of high school, I went to college, and one of my teachers said I wasn't a good writer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I learned how to write essays. And to this day, essays have taught me how to write my material, my jokes,
Okay.
write other people's material, write movies and television. And so when these kids come to the program, I teach them how to write their own scripts. They write their own scripts, brother. They
Mm.
come in with their own thought. Only thing I do is push the thought, and
Wow.
they write it, and they
That's what's
shoot
up.
those thoughts that they're writing. So now you got kids who are learning how to write and being confident in writing, and going to shoot what they write. Now they're seeing visions, and they're seeing that the visions that they're shooting can come to life.
Wow.
And then you show them how to edit, and then, now you got a kid that has a phone in their hand. They don't even need anybody. They just want to continue to push. So
What's
our
up?
program is getting national attention. Good Morning America showcased us, CNN, CBS Evening News, CBS Germany. And the funniest thing, all of these people, blessed us and showcased us. And it's still the same thing when it comes to arts and humanities in our city.
Mm-hmm.
That some of the biggest programs don't get any love, don't get any support, and they're making a change. So these arts programs that's around the city, it has to start being fair. Ward 7 and 8 they get 2% of the humanities and arts money,
Mm.
um, and 8% in Ward 8, 4% in Ward 5,
Mm.
and it's like anything east of the river or west of the river is getting 90% of the money.
Wow.
But the kids who need it the most are getting the less
They
money.
get left behind.
Yeah, and it's a direct connection to crime. The kids who getting all the money, is less crime in those neighborhoods,
Mm.
and it's higher graduation uh, rates.
Right.
So what if they did put some more into our youth? We'll
Mm.
have less crime, we'll have more graduation rates, and we'll have abilities to sprout so many talented kids in our city.
Mm.
We just want a chance. Kids just want a chance. That's it.
Right.
Grown-ups just want a chance to be great. Nobody wants to sell drugs for real.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
wants to do uh um things they know they shouldn't be doing. But
Mm.
sometimes, and I ain't making excuses, like I said, but if you don't have those opportunities, sometimes you fall on the things that you should not fall on.
Right.
So let's do better as a, a city corporation,
Mm.
and let's allocate properly.
That's
Let's make it
facts.
fair. It's the first thing that we learn when we little. Share and be fair.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. I mean, even with some of the kids in the neighborhoods and stuff, like I said, I when I moved up here, Ms. Grant, like I used to stay in Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the areas that does not get they only get the recognition, but the recognition is bad publicity. So
Right.
because like I said, when I was there, it was like around like the 2010 or whatnot. So I mean, it was for people that know. I know people know about Trinidad area, Haggard Jamal, Bladesboro Road, all that area. Like people know that that's a highly infested crime area, and it's funny because like you said too, like the money that's being allocated to certain neighborhoods in DC, they're all the one that's progressing, but like you said, within the youth that's in the inner city, like the poorer neighborhoods, they're not getting that exposure that they should be getting from the other neighborhoods, which is sad because those are the ones that have the brains and the intellect that can actually make this city grow.
Yep.
So, with the fact that I'm looking at it and I see this every day, because I've seen kids I've seen kids that are very intelligent, but like you said, they just don't get the opportunity because it's not allocated to them. And like I said, I see kids out they're very talented, and like you said, you don't want these kids to end up being a product of their environment. But that's pretty much what I've seen the whole time in DC, and it's unfortunate because people that's in position right now that can make a difference and make changes, they just cast it away, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, we got to do better. I mean, we have to do better. That's all I can say. We have to do better. And that's why I tell people, you got to vote, become a part of the Rodney Red Grant campaign.
Mm-hmm.
We pushing for the right reasons. I'm a humanitarian, and I'm going to continue to be a humanitarian.
Facts.
Care about the citizens and the residents first. And as long as we do that, we're going to have a different city once I'm in there. And I tell people all the time, don't sell your homes and none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to them. We're gonna get better when we.
Wow.
Just hold on to your homes. A lot of times people getting taken advantage of out here.
Oh yeah.
So. Oh yeah. We got to educate our citizens about credit. We got to educate our citizens about wealth management. And there's a lot of education that has to be formulated, but at the end of the day, I think we can do it with love, care, and respect.
That's what's up. So I'm gonna get off topic a little bit because I know we talking, and it's all good because, like I said, this is what the viewers need to hear. But we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna go into your entertainment career. I want to go into your entertainment. I want to say that for the last because, like I said, people really want to know who Red Grant is all about. We already know about the politics, so let's tap in. Let's tap in a little bit about your entertainment career and your upbringing. And I just wanted to ask you, as a comedian, who were your inspirations as a comedian?
My mother.
I see one on the back wall right now.
Oh yeah, Red Fox, he definitely a big inspiration. But a lot of people don't understand. Like, I got inspired by my family.
Oh wow!
Like, my family is, and they listening to this. I'm the funniest family in the world. So everybody in my family is funny. Has timing that is impeccable. Like, you come to one of our family events, you like, God, all of them laugh alike. All of them got gaps in their teeth, and they all funny. So, and I tell people all the time, my sister's funnier than me. My sister Chantel, she funnier than me because her timing is like, whoa. She'll rock a house out. She will rock a house out.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood for real. And I grew up with her. That's my older sister. She a year older than me. So we had a lot of fun. And I just know that I didn't know I was going to be a comedian, but I should have known I was going to be a comedian.
Yep.
I wanted to be an R&B singer. That's what I wanted to be.
You got the pipes.
Yeah, I got them pipes for you, boy. So, I sing with the best of them. But, God got to push you where you're supposed to be at. Exactly. I thought I was going to be an NFL football player. I played with Shannon Sharp. And, there was a lot of scouts out there. But, you see, he went on to have a Hall of Fame career, and I had a Hall of Fame career in entertainment. So.
Yeah, shout out to Shannon Sharp too, man. Shout out to him. I saw his video today. He was talking about the Cowboys losing to the Broncos.
Hey, he goes hard. And that's the perfect example of, these are the type of people I've been around all my life with strong opinions. Like, and I feel like that all rubbed off on me. But my career, man, has been super, man. I was a 19-year-old kid. And, 30 years later, I'm still, a person that people want to see.
Right.
And I felt like I have always reinvented myself. I stayed connected with the culture. I feel like I led the culture, a lot. I look at Jay-Z and Puffy and Snoop and, people like that. And I see that longevity is the key. You can't have a career without having some type of longevity. You can have a career, but if
Fact.
it ain't longevity, then it's not really you're gonna be moving on to another career.
Speak it. Speak it.
So, the longevity is the key. I think that I've been smart enough to put smart people around me also,
Hmm.
in my corporations and in my, you know, in my executive work.
Okay.
And I feel like if you think you're the smartest person in the room, you usually are the dumbest.
I heard that before too, though. I definitely heard
I
that
mean,
before.
my team is smart, bro. I really, I give them kudos because, the things that I really don't know, they really, they talk to me about. I didn't go to school for political science,
Right.
you know.
Right.
I, I gotta put people around me that understand political science,
Okay.
policy. Now, don't think I'm not gonna learn it. Don't think that I'm smart enough to learn.
Right.
But you know, when people have an opportunity to have worked in these fields, you gotta, place yourself around. And that's why I love being around Cat Williams because, me and Cat probably been telling jokes around the same amount of time, but
Right.
his comedy is some of the smartest comedy in the
Oh yeah.
world.
Oh yeah.
And for him to be my friend and a mentor, a person that I call him my boss too, you know, because he's employed me for over 15 to 16 years.
Wow.
He's gave me a career um, inside of comedy and outside of comedy.
Mm.
Uh, he's been loyal to me, and I just feel like people should always, always respect that energy when you got it around you.
Mm.
So, my comedy career is definitely. I mean, if you'd have told me I would be here right now, sitting talking about my comedy career, and 30 years later, and still being relevant and still being, in the culture,
Right.
I'll be like, oh man. But I love comedy. It's a way that you can take real life situations, and that's why I always people like when you running from office, you're a comedian. I'm like, no, I'm not a comedian.
Right.
I'm a person that happens to be super humorous and always being aware of what's around me. So you got to be smart to be a
Oh wow.
comedian. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So out of all that, as far as your career in the comedy world, what would you want if someone asked you this question right now throughout your political ambitions and throughout your entertainment career, what would you want your legacy to be? What would you want people to know Red Grant for who he really was? What would you want them to know on that?
I would want them to know that your husband, father,
Mm-hmm.
businessman. He's funny, but yeah, he's serious.
Right.
He loves his kids. He loves his mom and his pops.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he uh, he wants nothing but the best for people. He wants to see our communities better. He wants to see racism end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he wants to see everybody be able to live properly and be happy. That's me as a person in general. I give my last to people,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to people that think they know me to probably get to know me better.
Right.
Uh, don't believe what people say about me because it's probably way not true. So yeah, but just know I wanted the world to be a better place for our kids to live in and
Mm-hmm.
their kids, and hopefully when I'm not here anymore on this earth, that I made a difference in our society.
Wow. I mean, that by itself, man, that just speaks volume of the character that you have, not only for the people in the city, but I mean, the information that's coming out, like this is truly genuine, and like people just really need to really feel the love and the affection that you have for this city, and just really take back and just think about everything that transpired. That's a good thing. Are you there? See, we got a little technical difficulty again. Let's see. I think he froze up. Okay, he's going to be coming back, y'all. Had another technical difficulty, a little glitch, but he'll be right back. But yeah, the whole thing. Oh, there he is. I got him.
Okay.
I got him. Yeah, what's
that time it wasn't my wife. So, and I put the do not disturb on. I don't understand why.
Man, I was looking. I was like, oh man. I was like, hold on.
You just thought I ghosted you, huh?
I was like, man, we have this is like deep discussion, man. It was just real passionate. I was like, man, oh man, it just froze up on me. I didn't see your eyeballs moving. I was worried.
I had to call back, man. You don't see my eyeballs moving. You gotta get worried.
I'm telling you though, Mr. Grant, though, like the whole part that you just spilled on your legacy and stuff, like that's important. That's why I feel like I had to ask that question, because not only myself wants to know, how would you see your legacy be when you do, you know what I'm saying, to go, to a higher power, but letting people know right now what you actually all about, that's really important, not only to me, but it's important to the city as well. So for you to just openly give that out to the people watching the show, basically for the whole city of DC, that's major. And like for people that really looking at the show, taking everything accountable for what you're saying and what you can do for the city, that speaks volume as you as a man and a person that want to be in a position to lead. So most definitely thank you for the opportunity. It's an honor to even have you on the show, first of all.
It's my pleasure. I'm glad you guys had me on the show. I appreciate you, Mike. And just keep motivating people to be great.
Right.
And like I said, you can go to grandformayor.com, follow the movement, get involved with the movement, not just follow it, but really get involved with the movement. Even people who say, well, I'm not involved in politics. Me either. But I'm a humanitarian. And if you're a human and you want to see change, Grand for Mayor, it's a change you need. So I appreciate you so much, Mike, for having me on.
Yeah, man. I appreciate anytime. And like I said, this is like people. I can't stress how serious this is right now. Like I said, 6 years was enough of what we had before. And I'm not throwing shade on the current administration right now, but like Mr. Grant was saying earlier, change is needed, but it's not bad for change. And if you feel like Mr. Grant is the perfect person to lead the city that he loves, the city that this man was born and raised, you guys need to get out and vote him into that seat. It's important that you get out.
And all the people who are not even in DC yell into DC. Some people are like, well, I don't live in DC. You don't have to. Just yell into DC. Yell at everybody
exactly
in the city, and push. Because it's not just a local race, it's a national race. And we're going to make sure we bring the capital of the world to the forefront.
Wow. That's deep. That's definitely deep. So I was going to ask you too, before we go, Mr. Grant, like, do you have anything that you have like up and coming? Do you have any events that you want to get out, that you want to, talk about, so my viewers can know, if they want to catch it out or anything? If you have anything up and coming, I know the holiday season is coming up, but if you have anything that's going to be transpiring, pretty soon, do you want to let the viewers know?
Well, I'm on my, if you're in DC, I'm on my listening tour, where we go to different places in the city, and I listen to the people of DC.
Okay.
Our next stop is it's coming up on the 14th.
Okay.
Which is Columbia Heights, and 16th will be at the Big Chair in Southeast. Touring with Cat Williams right now. My last tour, the World War III tour.
Okay.
You can catch us. You can just Google where the World War III tour going to be, and if it's coming to your city, make sure you pull up.
Yeah, shout out to Cat Williams too, man. Funny dude. Shout out to him.
The funniest. And so, I mean, it's a lot of things that I'm doing right now that I love people to be involved with. and just stay a part of the movement. But definitely go and be a part of the Grant for Mayor movement. You can follow me on IG if you want to just follow what I'm really doing. You can go to Red Grant on IG. Red
And
Grant
he will
Labs.
reply, y'all. Just to let y'all know, he will reply. Trust me. I know
Oh, I
you get a
will.
lot.
If you DM me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Most definitely. He will do that. I can vouch for that. Most definitely.
Yeah, I stay connected with my family, my friends, my fans, right there on IG, and we're gonna keep smiling at them this year. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Well, yeah, Mr. Grant, like I said, I know you got a lot going on right now. I know you got some things you got to do. I just want to, like I said, it's an honor having you on to the show. Thank you for coming on, taking the time out to give the viewers and most importantly, give everyone the bigger picture on what Red Grant is all about. But we ain't going to stop until we get you in there. So I'm gonna still keep advocating for you. You know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back on. I'm just gonna keep coming back on.
That's
Give
what's up. And say what now?
Give you those exclusives.
Oh yeah, hey, it's open door. It's an open door policy over here. You got it. Anytime you want to come on, we appreciate you. Like you got a nice little fan base going on up here, man. A lot of people appreciate you. A lot of people, they thank you for your dedication, your hard work, and like I said, we got to get this man in DC.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mike Grady.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
I mean, be safe though, Rick.
You be safe too. I see you guys.
All right. Yo, big shout out to Red Grant, man. That was motivation for me though, because like I said, at the end of the day, man, he came through, took the time on his busy schedule to talk to not only the viewers but talk to the people. And for someone that really want to lead like that, you got to give him his just due. His just due is just to get him into the mayor's office in DC, because this is what DC's been lacking. Let's keep it real. DC's been lacking, but this man want to bring DC back to the home front. So let's get him out there. Southeast, Northeast, Southwest, Northwest. Let's vote for Red Grant. Get him in that office so he can get the work, because the man is about work and he about his business. So with that being said, I'm about to go ahead and log up out of here, man. It was a good show. Thank you, Mr. Red Grant, again for coming out, supporting me. And like I said, we're going to support him by voting him into that seat that has been vacated for 6 years. Hey, change is always welcome, but everybody shouldn't look at change as being a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing. And this man is a good thing for DC. So with that being said, y'all, I'm about to sign out of here, man. Thank you for everybody that was watching. Thank you for the comments. And most definitely tune in next week. I'm not doing a podcast this Wednesday, but tune in next week for another episode of Heavy Hitters. You guys be safe. I love you. Get out there and vote, DC. Change is coming. Most definitely coming. But put Red Grant in the position to make a difference in DC. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.